Lesson 1.1, Video 4, the slope formula. When we deal with linear equations, slope is a major topic to help you decide how to graph a line. The slope formula is a way to remember, or find rather, what the slope is if you are given 2 points. If you're given an equation or you have the slope, if you have a graph, you can figure out the slope by the picture. But if you're given 2 coordinates, the slope formula comes in pretty handy. The notation here, the notation of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is trying to tell us that they're looking for the x and y value of one coordinate and the x and y value of a second coordinate. So it doesn't matter how you label it, but we could call this coordinate our first coordinate, in which we will call each piece x1 and y1. So the 1 dictates first point. In this particular case, if we call it the second point, it would be labeled x2, y2. So that just basically tells you what numbers get put into what position for that formula. So let's try it. It says y2 minus y1. So here's y2 and here's y1. So we would go 8 minus 4 over x2 minus x1. And that's this one and this one. So negative 6 minus 12. In doing the calculations, we would get positive 4 over a negative 18. And you should reduce if possible, which would give you then a negative 2/9. Notice the negative went from the denominator to the numerator. It doesn't matter so long as you have one negative present, it'll count. Alright, the next one, again, doesn't matter which one, but let's call this one our first coordinate and this one our second coordinate. So I'm going to use this in blue. This is our second coordinate. So the formula says y2 minus y1. So y2 is negative 6 minus y1, which is 0. So here is y2, here is y1, over, now we go x2, which is negative 11, minus x1, which is negative 1. So here is x2 and here is x1. In this calculation, negative 6 minus 0 is negative 6. Negative 11 minus a negative 1 becomes negative 11 plus 1. Minusing a negative turns into addition. So we end up with negative 10. And again, negative divided by negative is positive, and 6/10 can be reduced to 3/5. Notice the negatives cancel each other out. So given 2 points, you're going to have a good familiar feel with the slope formula so you can properly use it to get your slope. And this ends Lesson 1.1, Video 4.